Hello everybody, Mike, aka the Magico13, here with episode 25 of the Out of This World series. As you can tell, the station lab core thing is in fact a rocket. It is using I think this is a 20-ton launcher. It could be a 50-ton launcher. I think this is a 20. I do actually have a 50-ton launcher that I built. And this is going to be the next thing to go up. I'm going to take this to the station. I'll probably skip a lot of this, and then later on this episode I'm going to try to bring the Mun Explorer home. And I've got a LKO two-man crew shuttle that I'm building, and that will be one of the next things then. We've got still 22 hours and 20 minutes until the Mun to Kerbin transfer is open. So I'm going to start off with this, and I will probably just see you guys when I'm in space. Probably when I decouple this, and then again when we're going to do the final docking of this monstrosity. And this is completely unmanned. There's a little tug down here that will be doing most of the work. So yeah, let's just go ahead and launch this. Okay, we are within about 100 meters of the station, and I'm just going to come to a complete stop now, or at least mostly complete stop. I'm actually going to point in the orbital prograde direction, and then decouple this section, and these retro boosters will drop this stage back down onto Kerbin. And that is actually a feature in all of my standard launchers now, where the sustainer stage, or whatever this would be called, is deorbited automatically, even though it has no probe core, and I don't need to leave extra fuel, though I do have almost 500 meters per second left in these tanks. So I'm going to let this level out some, quick save, just in case I somehow mess something up, and then decouple. And you'll see that goes firing off, and here is our target now. I don't actually want to use the targeting here very much because it kind of sucks, and I also want to make sure that that debris is going to be deorbited. So this station, let's set that as the target really quick. Yeah, okay, good. And unfortunately that'll completely change everything. And wow, it's very windy outside right now. Science station set as target. There we go. So I'm going to have to use RCS for this, and I'm going to make sure to control from here. Very, very windy. Okay, sorry, just making sure that I don't need to close any windows or anything. Let's go into chase mode. That way I know which way is which. I'm going to turn RCS off, and I'm going to Right, I'm not allowed to rotate, are I? Well, our heading is 90, and our pitch is like 65, and then let's manually define our roll. And we actually want to 70, I think. There we go. It's not quite the direction I want to be facing, so we need to change our pitch up. Let's just change it all the way up to 90. Turn RCS on. We need to go forward. I'm going to set this as target since I'm doing this manually, I might as well. Let's go forward at 1 meter per second, and There we go. Okay, we are very, very close. They are attempting to dock, and it looks like we're docked now. The flight computer is going a little crazy. I'm going to turn that off, turn SAS on, and there we go. The science processing lab thing is now there, and this whole thing is very, very wobbly. So one of the first things I need to do is probably set up some struts from here to here, and I will just do that off camera. So I will see you all in a little bit. So there we go. I've added a couple struts, not very well, I guess, but it is in fact strutted, and those are good then. May move the tug, may just leave the tug there. So these life supports are huge, and we'll add a lot of life support to this system. And then I can disable the ones around here because I can't change the fuel in those very easily, but this one, super easy to change the fuel in. I'm going to actually put Ethan and Max in this module, just for the time being. And the only reason I'm doing that is so that I can reset all of these containers. I have the science, I already got the science out of them, but you have to use a lab module to reset them, I believe. I think you can. I actually don't know if I've tested this, but I'm sort of assuming you can. So if we clean experiments, yeah, I can clean out the creature comforts. And the plant growth hasn't been gotten yet, so I'm going to actually have Fredless. Why don't you go grab the plant growth data and store it in this module with everything else. Let's take all of this and store it just in case, and then have him come back down here. And there we go. We've got 3 people down in this one. No one is currently in the zoology bay. How many does this need? I think that needs 3. This apparently only needs 1, and this needs 2. And so I'm just going to have this clean out, and then I think it's going to be time for the Mun Explorer soon. Yes, 21 hours for that, and a day and 11 for the LKO 2-man crew shuttle. So let's just time warp, I guess. Hopefully that will clean this out faster. It apparently doesn't. Wow, this is going to take a really long time. Will physics warp help? No. In fact, we'll just make my game run very slowly. So, I'm just going to sit here and watch this then. So the Moon Care package has pretty much just left Jool. Yep, there we go. New simulation body unlocked. Sun. So that will now orbit in this kind of weird orbit for the rest of eternity, and I'm not really too concerned about it. Maybe someday in the far, far future we will try to rescue it, but I'm really not concerned about it. We also have 5 hours left on the Moon to Kerbin transfer, so I'm pretty much just time warping at 1,000 times, letting the Kethane scanner do a little bit of work, but yeah, we're not really getting anything too useful out of this. And now it's mostly just waiting for that to occur, and then I can set up a transfer burn. And it's very close now. Yeah, we're just minutes away, so I'm going to start playing around with maneuver nodes, and when I finally get one that will give us a good transfer to Kerbin, then I will show you guys that, and then we'll do that burn, and maybe I will just skip the transfer and show you the re-entry to Kerbin. Ooh, actually, you know what I need to do before then? I need to decouple this. I'm not going to be bringing these back with me. Let's actually turn the lights off so those aren't wasting power. Lights. Oh, there's no connection to send on, so I suppose I'm going to time warp up until there is one. And we are now at the perfect time for the transfer. But I really need to have a connection. There we go. So lights off and undock. Quick save. Let's stop the radar scan. Let's stop Kethane scanning. Deactivate detector. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, point this somewhere, maybe. Maybe I'll just let these float around a little bit. I'm not sure. Yeah, they'll float away. And I'm going to play with some maneuver nodes. I will let you know when I've got something. And then it will be time to come home. So that was actually really easy. We have a burn coming up very soon that will get us a Kerbin periapsis that is actually within the atmosphere, and that's only 320.8 meters per second. I don't know how long of a burn that will be. What engines are even enabled right now? This one, and this one. And it should be a fairly quick burn. I'm going to quick save once again just to be sure that nothing goes wrong. 2 minutes for 2600, so 300 is... Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a very, very long burn at all. So I'm just going to start burning. There we go, 20 seconds. I started at about the right time. And let's just have that go. Alright, now when we get very close, how about I just finish the burn and then we'll see how close that is and then make changes as necessary. Okay, can't get much closer than that. Periapsis of 15 kilometers. I'm just going to leave it and we can change it later. Wow, that is a 42-minute transfer. No, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's a several-hour transfer. Okay, that makes a little more sense than a 42-minute transfer. Let's just point this thing orbital prograde. Actually, let's just point it orbital normal. And then that should be it. We are actually leaving the moon now. And I don't know what all science we have in here, so let's review some of this. We've got space near the moon's northwest crater, polar crater, polar crater, polar crater, polar crater, polar, near the moon. We don't actually have any high above the moon, so I will have to get that on the way out. And I will probably, we also need some Jool data. So I will jump around and get that, and I won't make you guys watch that. So I will see you, I think, when we enter Kerbin's, not atmosphere, but Kerbin's sphere of influence. Okay, so we are on a very, very polar encounter with Kerbin. So I'm really not quite sure how I'm going to survive this. Also, it doesn't think I'm going to be there for another 9 hours, I think. Yeah, old SOI Jool, new SOI Kerbin. We got there way early, and the game is really not so happy about that, because I went through it at maximum time warp. So I need to get my periapsis positive again, because currently we're set to intercept Kerbin. We're actually... Let me set the LKO sign. Nothing is null. Okay. Let me set the LKO science station or the lathe probe or something as my target. Maybe. My game decides to respond. Let's set that as a target. Okay, and then we can hopefully get a ascending, descending node kind of thing. Set that as a target. There we go. That'll work a lot better. And I'm just going to burn prograde until we get periapsis of something like... Actually, let's just intersect with this first so that we can get the ascending, descending node things. That's actually past it now. Okay. This is really annoying. I'm going to have to do some trickery with maneuver nodes, I think, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so I've got a maneuver node set up to change our orbit to an equatorial one, and then that has a kind of low periapsis. We can lower it a little bit more later, but we need to get to the right point in time. First off, we passed the node. Secondly, I accidentally ran completely out of electric charge and killed Hadnerd. So, quick save, quick load kind of thing is what we're going to be doing there. That is definitely not a good thing. Kind of crappy for us to die on the way home. So let's try that again. Wow, that's really annoying. It's literally just because these aren't quite in the sunlight, I think. So let's time warp up and just watch the electric charge. Yeah, that's decreasing too much. So let's just point in the prograde direction, and hopefully that will have some sun coverage. Okay, so there we go. The only issue is we are blocked by Jool, apparently. And I'm not sure if we're going to be getting sunlight anytime soon. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting any sunlight anytime soon. I'm going to have to switch to something else just so that they don't run out of air. So let's set Kerbin as a... No, you know what? Let's just go back to the Space Center. And we'll do our time warping from the Space Center, and then we will switch back when that node is up. Alright, so the Mun Explorer has a very, very short amount of time to do some fun kind of stuff, aka turning. I need to... I have a burn that I'm not sure how long it will take. Let's quick save and throttle up. 20-second burn, okay. Let's get down to about 10 seconds and then start this burn. Luckily, this will also generate some electric charge, which will be extremely handy. I don't know what that maneuver is, but I'm hoping that this one is going as planned. Alright, there we go. So that should be pretty good. Let's hold orbital prograde. Let's remove that. That has a periapsis of 48 kilometers. I'm going to leave it at that, and let's I'll see what happens with it. I'm going to add a maneuver here, just so that will go off. And then we can quick save and just see how that goes. And is the... Yes, the eclipse is over, at least for this vessel. I have to switch back to another vessel soon, and that one does not seem to have the eclipse over. I'm not sure if I've kept that in here or if I've thrown that in with the other episode, but I have some really annoying things going on because of the eclipse in with this other ship. So, if I haven't informed you, I'm going to be dropping the periapsis down to about 37 kilometers in an attempt to get a little bit more aggressive on the aero braking. Let's go all the way down to 37. There we go. And activate this and deactivate that. And there we go. And time warp up. So yes, we are just trying to bring the Mun Explorer in with an aerobraking maneuver. Hopefully, this one will for sure probably drop it below BOP. The last one did. I'm a little worried we might get flames. We are getting flames. Our periapsis has dropped down to 36.8. So I'm a little worried that this might heat up a little too much. Luckily, that probably won't. These tanks are getting a little warm, but we are rising again. Still just barely above BOP. The flames are starting to go away. I don't think we need to worry about them. I think we're going to be totally fine. Yeah, definitely headed back up now. And within BOP. Cool. So, unfortunately, all of my close encounters appear to always happen on the night side, but we are within about 250 meters of the station now, and I'm going to wait until daytime and then send people out to transfer the signs. Actually, just transfer from here directly to there. Try to get a little closer once daytime comes. There we go. Let's point directly at the target and just actually no, just kill the relative. 300 meters is plenty close enough, and we don't want these things too close to each other. That would be an issue in the future if I end up leaving these here. So let's just kill, rotation, and let's actually just turn that off because that never actually works properly. Let's use SAS because it tends to work a little better. So I'm going to send first off Dunzer